They approach us back and they say, hey, you know what? Thank you for the report. It's going to be a useful resource for the regulator to do a project to deploy fiber in the rest of the country. It was a success, but they only did it with $120 million. It was because there was no money as usual to fulfill the whole dream, but at least they were able to put fiber on all the counties that we found out that they had none. So it's a great advance that all that project was a success. In the private sector participated on it, and it's going to be inaugurated soon this year. And okay, so this is the part of the fiber. Sorry, forgot. Okay, and this is because we have a fiber of the towns where people live. Then we have the problem of the rural, extremely rural places. So again, we had no idea where that was really happening, because when you ask the tourism office in the capital of the city, they will think of something. Then you go to another office of the central government, and everybody has an idea, but that doesn't talk too much with what really happens in these extremely rural places. So what we did, we spent another 3 years talking directly with the mayors. In the case of my country, 345 mayors, and many of them, they really don't understand this. When you ask them for a coordinate or a GPS information or something, they really don't know. So it takes a lot of time working with their teams to actually be able to get something like this. We have identified 1,800 places where the mayors are telling us, here I have people living and I have a problem. There's no internet here. So with that, what we have been doing, we have been working in many different projects, some funding by private money, some others with public money. There's some that are done by even by people from abroad. I mean, the only thing that we care about is connecting people and communities. I want to give you some examples so that you understand more or less what my team and I do. For example, we have been able, in my country, UHF is only for TV. However, with an experimental permit, we have been able to use TV white space in places that are very, very hard to reach. I have very tall trees, have an awful weather, I have the geography has a lot of mountains, so with regular spectrum in upper or middle spectrum, it's impossible to connect these communities. So, for example, this is a Mapuche community. Mapuche is like an Indian tribe from Chile. This is Mocha Island. And I tell you this, I give you this example of this island. There are 1,000 people live in this island in the Pacific coast. What was the problem? Not only that with COVID, it was very hard to get in and to get out. They had almost no internet in there. But we always, at least me, every time I'm connecting communities, I'm always thinking of the usual things that everybody's thinking: education, working from there. But I had never heard that people that don't have internet, they also do not have access to justice. So I'm very honored. The guy in the right is a Supreme Court judge. And what they did with the internet that we provided to this island, now you can access justice from a small office. They put a computer there, and now you can connect directly with the justice. So you get access to justice. It's a use case of internet that, to me, I find very, very good. We're very happy with it. And this is the first time that we do this with the justice branch of government. But now we're doing the second one in Patagonia. So in places that, instead of just thinking of the regular education, work, okay, I have to cut it. Okay, the other thing that to me is very important is many times when we work in these extremely rural places or indigenous communities, usually you are by yourself. Nobody else is there giving service. However, in some places, you also have to coexist with the regular carriers. And that is very challenging with the spectrum. When you have spectrum that's being used already, not in a very orderly fashion, it's very challenging in the actual deployment. And last but not least, usually we want to connect the house of the people that are living in these places, but many times also we do connect the public space. For example, Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi. But many places they complain that they don't want Wi-Fi, they want internet in their houses. But in some places, the only thing you can do is get Wi-Fi in public places. Thank you so much.
Okay.